Hey guys, welcome back to the Pages. Once again, this is your host Gamer, and today's video is going to be doing a bit different, right? So haven't been that much active on the channel as of late, but I've been doing some other stuff and waiting for certain things to come on, and it finally has, right? And here is the first part. This is going to be me reviewing the new laptop I just got, Acer Nitro 5 15.6-inch laptop, right? It's a gaming laptop with all the gaming stuff, right? And I had it for about a couple of days now, so I didn't want to do it straight off the bat because I feel like that would have been a bit too much, you know. And since we ordered online and you had to pass it through the suitcase at the airport, I couldn't really do any unboxing of it, right? So this is me just opening it out, testing it out, seeing how it is, right? And so far, based on my usage of it, it's not as that bad. It's actually it managed to impress me and disappointed me at the same time. Right now, before I go into it, I'm going to section everything out so it'll be easier for you guys to understand. Alright, now first I'm gonna start off the build quality, right? Now if you look at this laptop, it definitely does have the aesthetic for a gaming laptop. That the chassis, the material they use, the way it's designed, it has a very nice feel to it. It's very big in a way, it feels very heavy too. The screen doesn't really flex that much, so that's cool. It's a pretty sturdy built laptop, right? So it can take a little hit there. Well, don't mean that you should try hitting it, but you could take a hit. Another cool feature I want to get into here is the keyboard on this thing. Alright, now there's RGB lighting that it has. When you press a button, it comes on. It looks pretty nice, especially when you look at it from the side angle. But the only downside is that it only comes in red colors, right? So you don't have any other colors. I also want to get into the trackpad because this is a often overlooked part of laptops because, well, people don't really use trackpads that much, myself included. But it works fine. The clicks are good. It's smooth, but like I said, I don't use trackpad that much, so I'm just gonna be using the mouse. Plug it in, do your thing because you can't play games with a trackpad, right? So mouse all the way, right? So there's that. It has a good trackpad. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's get into the more important aspects of the laptop. The first one being the display, right? Now, every gaming laptop, they always cut corners around the display at some point, whether it's the color or the contrast or brightness or whatever. And looking at the display on this, it's not as bad as some of the reviews are saying. It actually looks quite good. It's first of all, it's IPS, it's 1080p. When you look at it and if you play videos on it, it looks fine. Everything looks very clear. There's a lot of bright colors. You can see it there. I will admit that it does need a little bit of adjustment if you want to get better colors. So it probably not accurately colors on it, but it looks good. Actually, it looks very good. I have no problem with this screen on this whatsoever. So alright, and now with that out of the way, let's get down to the big one, the performance. Now if you guys don't know this laptop, there's two variants of this laptop. There's one with the i5 7th gen, and then there's one with the i5 8th generation, right? And then there's the NVIDIA GTX 1050 graphics card. Right now, mine is using the 1050 Ti, which is a huge bump in the 10 series, right? If you compare to the 1050, the Ti actually gives a noticeable increase in performance, on 20 something percent, right? So it's pretty good that I get that. I recommend that you should get that too. If you're going to buy this laptop, don't settle for the 1050 one, get the Ti one, and you'll be good. Also, another thing to it, the processor, right? This is the A300H processor. That means that this processor performs a bit a lot different from the 7300 HQ, which is a 7th gen series. Now, the 7300 HQ is a solid entry. It's very uh, good performance for anyone willing to play games with it, right? But the A300H is much more powerful, right? If you run benchmark tests, the A300H even beats the i7 7700 HQ in some areas, right? So that means if this i5 here A300H beating performing on the level of a i7 processor, that means it is all the worth it more than the 7300 i5. So keep that in mind when you go for this laptop. The GPU is that get the 1050 Ti and get the 8th gen i5. It will benefit you a lot in the future. Now, in terms of the internal specs, my configuration came with a 256GB SSD and 8GB of internal memory. Now, I will admit, just as anyone else, that would be fine for gaming, but if you want to make your laptop future proof, which is a more serious thing nowadays, upgrade to 16 gigs of RAM and get a terabyte hard drive, both of which I did. I got a Fire Cooler terabyte hard drive, which is running very well. I can store games on that, when I'm not playing it. And I also got an extra 8 gigabytes of RAM, more specifically from it's the Viper DDR4 RAM to be exact. It carries 2400 megahertz. It's performing well. There's a lot of easy videos on YouTube that shows you how to install these things. Once you have a screwdriver that fits in the screws on the laptop, you can easily install these stuff with no problem. Right? Jungle laptop. Right, now with all this stuff considered, right, the benchmarking, the bumps, the whatever, you guys are probably wondering how is the actual performance like with actual gaming, right? So I did some tests with some games. I'm gonna show you over here to show you what it looks like on the running, right? Keep in mind that it's on 1080p ultra settings, all of them, and I'm using Fraps to record them. So Fraps, while recording, Fraps sort of like gives like a 10-15% decrease in FPS, right? So what you're seeing is like 10-15% less FPS than what it actually is supposed to be. Okay, so here we go.
I'm just gonna say I've had plenty of practice moving quietly. Out the back of bars, bedroom windows, you don't need the details. Anyway, once those Germans were gone, I put my skills to work, heading west towards the British front, quiet as an alley cat. Between me and the British front were German trenches and German guns. Oh, and half the population of Berlin, all spoiling for a fight.
Alright, here you see League of Legends. This is on ultra settings, 1080p, and the frame rates is kind of like a mixed bag. It's going between 95 and 60. Alright, now some guys might say that it looks pretty low for a game like this, especially on a 1050 model, but just remember this is with Fraps recording and MSI overlay, and with Fraps recording the performance is altered a bit to record the game in the high quality, so the actual performance is a good bit well above this, and I do have some pictures to show you guys what it's like without recording, and I'll show up just now. Alright, now here's the photos here that I took. Now this is without recording. I just use a screenshot, and you can see the FPS is well in up to 120 and goes up to 150, right? And sometimes it goes even higher than that. It clocked in at 170 at some points in the game, right? With this is when, like, depending on how much stuff that is going to be on screen, how much effects that you're seeing, the temperatures. Now the temperatures on this PC, it doesn't actually get that hot, surprisingly. The fans can get noisy and whatnot, so it does actually cool internals a good bit, and that's pretty cool. So it just barely gets a little bit warm on one side, but it's nothing that serious. Everything else, it's very good actually, and I wouldn't have any problems recommending this to anyone who wants to get it, because in my case I got it at a very good price. I got it for 700 US. Alright, the 8 gig RAM and the terabyte hard drive, I bought that for an extra 150, so it comes like I spent 850 total to get this, and that's a pretty good buy in my opinion, considering what the competition looks like, right? So yeah guys, I guess that pretty much sums up the review here. Acer Nitro 5 is a good laptop, is a good with compromises. I will admit there is compromises you have with this, but if you can look past the compromises, you'll find yourself a very nice piece of hardware for gaming and non-gaming use, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you have this laptop? What do you think about if you plan on buying this laptop? Let me know, and be sure to comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and I guess I'll see you guys later.